guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, how are you? My name is Angela and I have a Etsy embroidery business. I make a lot of children's custom t-shirts, things of that nature. So for today's video, I want to go ahead and show you guys how to do a applique. So an applique is pretty much a embroidered shirt that includes fabric pieces in it. So I'm going to be doing a shirt with glitter flake heat transfer vinyl, but you can also do it with so many different fabrics, but this one is specifically for heat transfer vinyl because I get that question a lot. I will be using the Melco EMT16X embroidery machine in today's video, but the basic steps are the same no matter which machine you have. Applique consists of 3 steps: placement stitch, tack down stitch, and the final stitching, whether that be a satin border, a bean stitch, a vintage stitch, any of that. So to give you an idea what a satin border means, show you a messed up shirt I made that's still sitting here. This is a satin border. It is a thick column-ish border. It's one of my favorite borders in embroidery, but that is what a satin stitch is, and this also is glitter heat transfer vinyl. So go ahead and stick around if you are not stepping on stuff. So go ahead and stick around if you're interested in this video. And if you do like this content, if you can give it a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and design the shirt in Embrilliance Essentials embroidery software. Okay guys, so this is my Embrilliance embroidery software. It's one of the only softwares that works on MacBook, but it also does work on Windows computers as well. So if you're interested in this software, you can purchase it down below. There's a link, but I'm gonna click this button right here. This is the merge design button, and I have all my designs. I try to save them all as they come. This specific design is this one. It says One Princess. So here's what it looks like. Now there's 3 squares here, and this square is the center point for this design. So I'm just gonna move it up because I wanna add a name. Now if you see over here, this is important. These are all the steps in the design, okay? So this right here would be the placement stitch, and what this means is it's gonna embroider on the shirt this exact design that you see here, okay? Just the placement stitch. That way you know where to place the fabric you need. So it's gonna stitch this, and then I'm gonna program it in the embroidery machine to stop right after it stitches this. So then I'll put the fabric down, then it'll stitch the second thing. And now, yes, you see it looks pretty much the same. Only difference is this step doesn't have any heart outlined, okay? It's just the number 1. This is called the tack down stitch. So it's gonna go on top of the fabric and tack it down to the shirt. That way you know exactly where to cut, okay? Then I'm gonna have it stop so that we have time to cut it. Then after that step, after you cut it, it's gonna come and it's gonna do the heart again. It's gonna be the tack down stitch for the heart. So you'll put the fabric down for the heart right after this step. You push start and you'll put the fabric for the heart down right here, okay? And then you want it to stop right after it's done doing that. That way you can cut the heart fabric out, okay? So that is the last tack down stitch. Then you get to this stitch. This is called a satin stitch. That's just the pattern of the stitching, okay? This is the final stitching. So no more stops are needed. You see they're all satin. There's no more tack down stitches. All of these are final stitches. So you don't need it to stop anymore. So after it gets to this step, you just let it go and it'll just finish. There's no more stops needed. Just wanted to mention that. Now, if you have a different machine that's not a multi-needle machine, your machine will automatically stop after each step if it's a different color, if that makes sense. So this step is gold, this step is pink. It's gonna stop because it knows you have to switch colors between the 2. Now, if this was pink and this was pink, it would just keep going because it thinks it's all one step. It's all the same color. But if it's a different color, a 1 needle machine will stop. So now what I wanna do is I wanna add a name. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm going to add the name. I did forget. The name is going to be Sadie. So this is my Stitchtopia Serif font. This is all my fonts. These are BX fonts. So for these, you can buy them off Etsy, Stitchtopia.com, designsbyjuju.com, and you drag and drop them and it saves it. That way you don't have to drag and drop every letter. But you type Sadie, hit enter. Now you see how they're not spaced out like I would like them. They seem a little too far. So I'm gonna move them over a little bit just by clicking on them, okay? All right, now, again, the center is where this middle rectangle is between the three squares, not rectangles, wow. So I'm gonna move it down and I'm gonna line it up. I would like put it dead center, but because it's such a swirly thing going on here, I feel like it's never center. So I like to move it over at least one so it feels more center-ish to me. Now, you see the color is black. I want it to be gold, so I'm gonna click on that and choose gold. Now this palettes here is because those are the colors that are in this design. That's where the word palette comes from. You can choose any color you want if you go to threads, but palettes just makes it easier so you can choose what you're working with. And I'll choose khaki and choose OK. And down here you'll see there's 2 colors and there's 8 steps, or you know what I mean, for this design. There's 8 in this design. So now I like to embroider my names first, so I'm gonna click on the name, click move first so that it will do the name first, and we'll throw it on the machine. Okay, to save it, you're gonna click file, save stitch file as, and all my machines read .pes. The Brothers, Baby Lock, and the Melco all read PES. I'm gonna click on USB 3 and I'm gonna save it as Sadie. Okay, I have to make sure it's PES. They have different files depending on what machine you have, but the Melco does read PES. So save, and now we transfer the flash drive over to the Melco. Okay, so this is the Melco operating software for the Melco machines. This is the last design I did. You guys probably would have saw this on my live. It automatically saves the last design you did, just in case you have to make the same shirt again or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click File, Load Design, and my flash drive is not plugged in. Hold on. Okay, and then I'm going to click on USB 3 and I'm going to find Sadie. And I'm going to click open. Okay, so you see the colors totally changed. It goes based off the last colors in the design. So I'm going to click color sequence and I'm going to click clear all. Down here I'm going to click designs, active colors, and it's going to auto match the colors to the thread for me. Cool. 5 is gold and thread 9 is pink. So it automatically put all the colors in the correct steps. And I'm going to click apply now. Click apply and boom, the correct colors. I do want to show you right here, you can make it a 3D version so that you can see what the stitching is going to look like. Okay, but anyways, back to color sequence, and this is where you're going to put the stops in. Remember I mentioned you're going to put the stops when you want it to stop. So if you see right here it says step 0, you're going to click step forward and it grays everything out. Okay, so it's only going to show you things in color once it gets to the step. So step 1, okay, step 1 is the name, it turned gold. Okay, we don't need it to stop or anything here. Step 2, okay, now you see it's that step like I showed you on the Embrilliance software. It's going to be doing the placement stitch. But remember, we want it to stop right after it does this. So we're on step 2, so we want it to stop after step 2 and before step 3. So we're going to click on step 3 and click the applique button. Okay, so the applique button versus hold button. Hold would stop as well, but applique will pull the hoop forward so you can cut it if you would like, or you can still take it off the machine, totally up to you. Alright, so step 3 does the tack down stitch. Okay, and we want it to stop after step 3, so we're going to hit step 4 and click applique. So you see step 1 was the name, 2 is the placement stitch, then we need it to stop, then it does the tack down stitch, then we need it to stop, and then now let's go to step 4. Step 4 was the heart, so now we want it to stop right after step 4. Okay, now step 5 is the satin stitching. Remember, this is the final stitching, so if you want to make sure there's no more applique pieces, you can just click step forward, and you see that's the end of the shirt. Step 9, so there's no more applique pieces, so you know now you don't have to put any more stops in, and it's it. And you just click apply, click OK, and now all we have to do is go put the shirt on the machine and get started. If you're interested in either one of these machines, the Melco EMT16X, you can click the link down below and work with my sales rep, Todd Eggersman. Mention Angela from YouTube and you will get the best price ever. So let's get into this video. So for every design you do, you want to trace to make sure it's within the hoop limits. So you're going to hit this hoop button and the magic wand, and it's going to trace. Alright, and then we're just going to go ahead and hit start. Okay, so you see it did the name and then it did the placement stitch. So now what we have to do is you have to put the fabric that we're going to use inside. And for today's fabric, we are going to be using glitter flake heat transfer vinyl. So this is what glitter flake heat transfer vinyl looks like. It has a sheet on it. You want to take it off, okay? You don't want to embroider with this plastic sheet. You're gonna take it off, okay? And here's the back, here's the front. And you're gonna place it. Now I don't need to cover this heart because this heart is gonna be gold, okay? So I'm just gonna cover this and push start. It's going to now do the tack down stitch. Okay, so you saw it came out. That was the applique stop we put in. So now, I know it's not very easy to see on camera, but it has the tack down stitch done. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut around and put it back on the machine. Okay, so when it comes to embroidery, there are a few different scissors. There's more than this, but some people prefer just these. Others prefer these. And then there's these. These are the Fisker curved scissors. I like these the best. This is what I started with. That's why I like them so much. A lot of people like these applique scissors because, as you can see, it's harder to cut through the shirt. But I'm using these. You can get these from Walmart, Joann's. I think I got these from Amazon or a local shop. I'm sure you can probably also find these at Joann's, Hobby Lobby. So what you want to do is you want to cut as close as possible to the tack down stitch, okay? As close as you can, like literally super close. Let me zoom in. So you can kind of see, it's hard to see because of the glitter, but there's a gold line here. And it's easiest if you turn the shirt versus trying to move your arm all around, okay? So we're gonna cut as close as we can to the line without over cutting. Okay, so after you cut it, you can put it back on the machine. Some people have a little mini Cricut iron, tiny mini iron, and they'll heat this because this is heat transfer vinyl. And they'll heat this, that way it doesn't move at all. And so that when they're done, there's no wrinkles because it's already adhered to the shirt. Some machines do cause wrinkling inside. I haven't had issues with that, but doesn't mean it won't be an issue. So if you do get wrinkles when you go to finish your shirt and it's done and you have like a wrinkle or something, for the next time you do it, I suggest getting a mini iron and just heating this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the machine. You see it already has the outline for the part, so I'm gonna grab a gold piece of glitter flake heat transfer vinyl, and that's the next step for this shirt. Again, gold glitter flake has the clear sheet. I'm gonna take the sheet off, and we're gonna put it on top of the heart and push start. Go ahead and cut it. Now there's no more stops. It's gonna do all the satin stitching, all the final stitching, so let it just go, and we'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, so here is the finished product. Super cute. Now, what I would do after this is you would cut all the threads off, and then you would put Tender Touch on the back of the shirt. So you'll cut all the stabilizer off and heat it. Heat the Tender Touch on and then heat the front, because this is glitter heat transfer vinyl. So you're going to heat it at 300 degrees for about 10 seconds. So yes, that is it for today's video. If this helped you at all with the applique process, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button. And as always, comment down below. So if you're new here, at the end of every single video, I try to do a $5 AJ Bucks winner giveaway. So AJ Bucks is my embroidery blank business, which is AJ Blanks, and it won't focus, but we sell shirts like this, boys, girls, baby gowns, all of that for embroidery, heat transfer vinyl, just a little boutique quality, 100% cotton. It's not sublimation, but we do $5 giveaway in every video. So in order to be entered in for the next $5 AJ Bucks, you have to like this video, be subscribed, and comment something down below, whether it be a question, just saying I done, anything that you would like. So today's $5 AJ Bucks giveaway winner is Janie Molina. Congratulations on your new machine. You left that comment, you just got a machine, so congratulations. Please email info.ajblanks@gmail.com to get your $5 AJ Bucks. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.